Alright, so in this lesson, we're going to learn how to divide fractions and mixed numbers. In the previous lesson, I went over what a fraction and a mixed number is, but I'll do it again. A fraction would be like 1/2, 7/8, 9/10, while a mixed number would be like a whole number mixed with a fraction. So like 2 and 1/2, or like 3 and 3/4. See, it's a mixture of two numbers, and that's why it's called a mixed number. You also have a third type of number, which is called an improper fraction, and that's when you have the bigger number on top and the smaller number on the bottom. So like 8/3 would be improper, 2 and 1/2 would be a mixed number, and 7/8 would be considered a fraction. Some people also call it a proper fraction. So listen, if you liked multiplying fractions, you're going to like dividing fractions because it's pretty much the same thing. So when you do 5/6 divided by 7/9, technically you can't divide fractions. And I'll go over real fast what I mean by technically. 9/6 divided by, and let's say 3/2. Here I can actually just divide normally. Like a lot of people don't know that, but you can actually divide normally. Like what is 9 divided by 3? 3. And what is 6 divided by 2? 3. And then if you solve it, you get 1. But the only reason why this scenario worked was because 3 went into 9 perfectly and 2 went into 6 perfectly. If the second number doesn't go into the first number perfectly though, you're going to have a problem. So now let's look at the example that I have above here. Like here, right? Can 7 go into 5 perfectly? No. You're going to get some crazy decimal that, truthfully, I don't want to deal with. So instead of dividing, we tell kids that it's better off just multiplying. So our job is to convert the division to a multiplication symbol. And you can do that by using what's called keep, change, and flip. Okay? Keep, change, and flip. The word flip is also known as the reciprocal, right? And what you do is, when you flip the second fraction, you can technically multiply instead of divide. So I'll keep the first fraction alone. So 5/6 remains 5/6. I'll change the division to multiplication, which I prefer to do because I don't want to do 5 divided by 7. But then I'm going to flip this fraction. The 7 is going to be on the bottom, while the 9 will be on top. Again, this is called flipping. It's also known as finding the reciprocal of a number. By doing what I just did right now, by using the keep, change, flip, now this is like yesterday's lesson, or whenever we went over multiplying fractions, and that's how I got this. Here, it's the same rules as before now. Can I reduce 5/6? No. Can I reduce 9/7? No. Can I reduce 5/7? No. Can I reduce 9/6? Yes. 3 can go into both numbers. So I'm going to divide both numbers by 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. And now I'm going to multiply. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 7 is 14. I don't need to reduce because I did this part correctly. I can stop, and there's my answer, or I can convert that to a mixed number. Converting that to a mixed number, again, house technique, 15 inside the house. 14 goes into 15 once. Remainder is 1. I do not add a 0. Instead, I add the fraction bar. This acts as my numerator. And this acts as my denominator. So again, either one is correct. You can say the answer is 15/14, or you can say that the answer is 1 and 1/14. Either one's fine with me. Again, if they give you a whole number, just put it over 1. If they give you a whole number, just put it over 1. Okay, I'll do one more with you, and then we're going to move on to mixed numbers, and I'm done. So just 2 examples, this one and one more. So again, if you see a division symbol, you want to keep, change, and flip. By doing that, you're going to multiply the reciprocal, which is a lot easier than just dividing. So I keep 9/2 as 9/2. I will change the division sign to multiplication. Again, I'm allowed to do this if I flip the second fraction. So then the second fraction, instead of being 3/2, it's going to be 2/3. By me flipping this fraction, I'm allowed to multiply now and not divide. Here, I will then simplify before I multiply. 9/2, can I reduce it? No. 2/3, can I reduce it? No. 2 over 2, can I reduce it? Yes. Both are even, so I can divide both by 2. So 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. And let's not forget this scenario. Can I reduce 9 over 3? Yes. 3 can go into both numbers. Cross out the 9, 3 goes into 3 times. 3 goes into 3 once. And now I can solve. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 over 1, or just simply 3. So now do the rest on your own. Don't forget to put it over 1. And you can pause this and solve it, or you can do this next problem with me right now and come back to these problems later. I just want to do this last one. So here, right, if you have a mixed number, the same thing as multiplying, you cannot divide a mixed number. So the very first thing you need to do is go around the clock and convert it into an improper fraction. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So it's 13 over 3. Please listen to what I'm saying now. Every student makes this mistake. Just because I ran around the clock doesn't mean I changed this symbol. It is still a division symbol. Every year I bump into one student who was like, oh yeah, I changed the multiplication. Well, why do you do that? Oh, because I went around the clock. No. You going around the clock just converted the mixed number into an improper fraction. You still leave the symbol, the operation alone. So I still bring down the division sign, and then I'll bring down the 1 over 5. Now I will do keep, change, and flip. So I can change the division symbol to multiplication. So it's 13 over 3. I can now change the division to multiplication, and I will flip the 1 and the 5. So the 5 will be on top, and the 1 will be on the bottom. And I will multiply. I will first check to see if I can reduce. Can I do 13 over 3? No. Can I reduce 13 over 1? No. Can I reduce 5 over 1? No. Can I reduce 5 over 3? No. If you say no to all 4 examples, after you multiply, you do not need to worry about reducing, ever. So now I got to do 13 times 5, which is going to be 65. And then I'm going to do 3 times 1, which is 3. That's my answer. If I want to convert it into a mixed number, I can. 65 over 3. Again, 65 goes inside the house. Do not add a decimal. Do not add 0. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 5 1 time. And I stop. The 5 was the last number I brought down. So there is no more numbers. I do not add a 0. This acts as my numerator. And this acts as my denominator. And my mixed number would be 21 and 2/3. Either one is acceptable. So now do the rest on your own. Call me over if you have any questions.